Welcome to Lisbon, the capital of sunny Portugal, a city where history meets modernity and the Atlantic Ocean washes the shores of ancient streets. Lisbon is the westernmost capital of Europe. The European continent ends at Cape Roca not far from the city, and beyond it lies only the endless Atlantic Ocean. Lisbon does not have many historical sites. In 1755 the city was almost completely destroyed by an earthquake and the resulting tsunami and fires, but very soon it was reborn from the ruins according to the design of the Marquis de Pombal. Nevertheless, in Lisbon you can find reminders of the city's imperial past at every step: majestic cathedrals, elegant palaces, pompous monuments to kings and marquises. Here, during the Age of Discovery, the voyages that changed the map of the world began. The Belém Tower and the Jerónimos Monastery are symbols of this era, listed as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Stroll through the cozy neighborhoods of Alfama and Bairro Alto, feel the rhythm of life in the bustling squares and enjoy the sounds of fado, traditional Portuguese music filled with passion and nostalgia. Lisbon ranks 7th in the world's top 100 tourist destinations. The number of travelers who come to the capital of Portugal grows every year. They are attracted by the mild climate, ancient history, and memorable attractions. The capital of Portugal is located in the southwestern part of the Iberian Peninsula, on the right bank of the Tagus River, which flows into the Atlantic Ocean. From the historical center of the city to the Atlantic coast, only 17 kilometers. And Lisbon is a city of 7 hills, each of which offers fabulous city views. The era of the great geographical discoveries began in the second half of the 15th century. By this time, Lisbon, a port city with direct access to the Atlantic, had acquired the status of a major trading center. It was from here that on July 8, 1497, 3 ships with Vasco da Gama's crew set off for the shores of India. By the middle of the 18th century, Lisbon had become not only one of the most densely populated cities in the world, about 250,000 people lived here, but also the capital of one of the most prosperous states. Colonies played a significant role in the enrichment of Portugal at that time. In 1755, the Lisbon earthquake occurred, one of the most destructive in human history. It took the lives of about 50,000 people and wiped out most of the city's buildings. Although the capital of Portugal was almost completely restored by the end of the 18th century, it lost its former economic power forever. In the 20th century, Lisbon managed to be the city of 3 revolutions at once. The first of them took place in 1910, after the overthrow of the monarchy, the first Portuguese republic was formed. The second, in 1926, brought dictator António de Salazar to power. And as a result of the 1974 revolution, the Third Portuguese Republic emerged, which joined the EU in 1986. Today, Lisbon, with its architectural monuments, picturesque views and hospitable people, is one of the most elegant and travel-friendly cities in Europe. It is a popular tourist destination, attracting millions of visitors each year to enjoy beautiful architecture, delicious cuisine and vibrant nightlife. Lisbon is divided into 24 freguesias, which translate as parishes. This administrative division goes back to the distant past, when the center of each Portuguese city was a church, and its parishes were the smallest administrative units. Now each district has a state administration, but the name has stuck. Estrela. The district is located in the historical part of the city and overlooks the Tagus River, which connects Lisbon with the Atlantic Ocean. The city port is also located here. The Estrela district got its name from its main attraction, the Estrela Basilica. Queen Maria I of Portugal is buried there, and the roof offers an excellent view of the city. This part of the capital is home to the Parliament building and embassies of many countries, and has traditionally been home to wealthy Lisbon residents and intellectuals. This district is much less touristy than its neighbors, so it is pleasant to walk around it, avoiding noisy groups of travelers. It is also cozy here. Houses in Estrela are rarely higher than 3 floors. Alfama, one of the oldest areas of the city with preserved historical buildings. After the terrible earthquake of 1755, almost all of Lisbon was in ruins and only Alfama almost completely survived. The calling card of the area is colorful houses of different styles and difficult terrain. Get ready for numerous descents and ascents, since the neighborhoods are located on hills. When you get tired of walking, take the historic tram No. 28. This is not just public transport, but a full-fledged city attraction. A small yellow tram from the 1930s runs along narrow streets and is usually packed with travelers wanting to take a selfie, leaning out of its open wooden windows. At the same time, the cost of travel on the popular tram is the same as on any other transport. The Baixa district is the heart of the city's financial and commercial life. The most interesting sites are located here: the Dom Pedro IV Square, the National Theatre, the 19th-century Rocio station and the 45-meter-high Santa Justa lift. Its tower is connected by a passage to the Bairro Alto and Chiado districts. The latter are the liveliest areas of Lisbon. Cafes, bars and small shops are open 24 hours a day. The main monument to the 1755 earthquake is also located here, the ruins of the Gothic Church of do Carmo. The Alfama district is the only part of the capital that survived this earthquake. The most interesting sites are the Lisbon Cathedral and the monastery of São Vicente de Fora. The Belém area is home to a large number of architectural monuments. On a small island at the mouth of the Jeju River stands the Belém Tower. In front of the Jerónimos Monastery is a fountain square, and not far from it is the tomb of the famous navigator Vasco da Gama. Portugal was an absolute monarchy from the 12th to the early 19th century. And each ruler sought to build his own residence. Lisbon has about a dozen luxurious estates. We will tell you about 2 of the most famous. Castle of St. George. It stands on the highest hill in the city center, so it is also the best observation deck in the Portuguese capital. It offers a beautiful view of all the districts and the Tagus River. You can walk around the territory of the medieval fortress for several hours. Here you are allowed to climb the walls, and you can walk around the entire castle along their perimeter. Go to the Tower of Ulysses. In royal times, the most important documents of the country were kept there, and now panoramic photographs of Lisbon are projected onto a large round screen. Sessions are held according to the schedule in English, Portuguese, French and Spanish. The local archaeological museum will help you to uncover the secrets of the history of Portugal. The collection consists of items found during the reconstruction of the landmark, weapons, fragments of historical tiles, ancient tools and dishes. We recommend finishing your tour of the castle with a leisurely contemplation of the views of the city over a glass of wine. The peacocks that freely roam the fortress will add color. The birds are almost not afraid of people and are ready to pose for the camera. Palace of the Marquesas of Fronteira. It was built in the second half of the 17th century as a quiet country residence of one of the most famous families in Portugal and still belongs to the descendants of the Marquis. At that time, the palace was surrounded by a forest. People stayed here mainly during hunting. Over 3.5 centuries, the city grew. There was no trace of the forest, but the bright red building with white columns has not changed. So this is a rare opportunity to see how wealthy Lisbon residents lived at that time. Today, the palace and its territory are open to visitors, but only as part of excursion groups. You want to start taking pictures even at the far approaches to the building. In front of the castle there is a luxurious garden with even flower beds, sculptural bushes and statues. The palace itself rises on a stylobate decorated with traditional azulejo tiles. In the courtyard there is a grotto and a chapel, the walls of which are decorated with fragments of dishes, and not a simple one. The owner invited the king to the opening of the estate, and according to the laws of that time, everything that the monarch touched could not be reused. But the beautiful dishes from the gala reception, also in the azulejo style, were not thrown away, but made into original decor. The capital of Portugal is surrounded by greenery. There are gardens and parks in all areas of Lisbon. We will tell you about 3 of the most interesting ones. Cerca da Graça Park. This popular recreation area was opened in 2015. Its hilly territory is perfect for active walks. Almost 200 trees are planted in the park, picnic areas and playgrounds for children are equipped. And if you went for a walk without taking a snack and water with you, you can buy everything at the kiosk located in the park. Garden of São Pedro de Alcântara. This is both a garden and a viewing platform with a beautiful view of Lisbon. In the center of the garden is an intricate monument, a bust of a respectable man, in front of whom a barefoot boy runs. This man is Eduardo Coelho, who founded one of the largest printed publications in Portugal. And the bronze boy is a newspaper boy. Closer to the viewing platform there is a Baroque fountain. And in the northern part of the garden there are summer cafes. The view from here is stunning, with views of the Castelo de São Jorge, the Tagus River and the rooftops of central Lisbon. There are 2 small coffee shops on the observation deck in the park where you can order a coffee and admire the view of the city or just watch the locals and tourists. The best time to visit the park is on a sunny, clear day or at night, when the Castelo de São Jorge and the Lisbon Cathedral are illuminated. Lisbon Oceanarium. The history of the city, like the entire country, is directly connected with the ocean. Therefore, it is not surprising that the Lisbon Oceanarium is the second largest in the world. The building stands right on the water, in the Tagus River, connected to the land by a covered bridge. The Oceanarium is divided into 4 zones, each of them dedicated to a separate ocean. In the Atlantic Ocean aquariums, for example, you can see waterfowl, in the Antarctic zone, penguins. And in the huge central aquarium, 2 stories high, sharks, rays and a rare sunfish swim, one of the least studied inhabitants of the world's oceans. The climate of this area is Mediterranean. The proximity of the Atlantic Ocean has a great influence on the weather in Lisbon. Summers here are moderately hot. Average temperature in July is +23°C, and winters are among the warmest in Europe. Average temperature in January is +12°C. It is important to know that Lisbon and indeed all of Portugal is characterized by sharp temperature changes. With its vibrant nightlife, festive markets and colorful museums, Lisbon offers plenty of options for unwinding: a few glasses of port, a generous helping of bacalhau and enough pastel de nata to last you all day. Lisbon is a city that is impossible not to fall in love with. And it has absolutely everything for this: the endless sea and blue sky, an indescribable feeling of freedom and eternal joy, ships, beautiful monuments and charming streets. Today, Lisbon is an important economic center of Portugal, attracting investments, startups and tourists from all over the world. The city is actively developing, while preserving its historical atmosphere and cultural traditions. Lisbon is a city of contrasts, where the old and the new harmoniously blend, and the sea breeze fills the streets with freshness and inspiration. This is a place where every corner tells its own unique story, and the hospitality of the locals makes your stay unforgettable. We invite you to discover its secrets and fall in love with its unique atmosphere.